Finally! What is up, everybody? D-Dog Dickens here, and it's time to talk about Venom. Specifically, the movie that Sony just announced about 2 weeks ago. Sony's making a standalone Venom movie, alright? And I am fucking stoked. I don't think you guys understand how much I adore Venom. You guys should know this by now, I'm a huge fan of movie villains. I love movie villains. I don't know how many times I've said this on this channel, but I fucking love movie villains. Venom is one of my favorite villains. He's not really like a movie villain per se. He was in Spider-Man 3, the Sam Raimi trilogy, and he really wasn't represented all that well in that movie. Nonetheless, he is a classic comic book villain and character in general. He's one of my favorites. I mean, I grew up playing the Spider-Man video game, and with the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy, even the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy, like, I still like Venom in that movie, even though he was misrepresented. But I grew up with it, and I thought he was such a cool, fucking badass villain. He's like a velociraptor that can shoot little black goo and fucking climb walls, and he's smart and shit. I don't know. Sony announced a standalone Venom movie. Now, this is interesting to me. I've been waiting a long time for a very good villain movie. We got Suicide Squad, and I'm sure there's a bunch of movies out there that the protagonist is really a villain. But from what I've seen, and I mean, you guys can correct me in the comments below, but when it comes to supervillains, there's like no movies out there that have like an actual villain doing villainous things and having the audience root for them. Think of it like Breaking Bad, okay? Walter White was a terrible fucking guy. He was a bad guy, alright? But we still cheered for him. We still liked him as a character, even though he was such a terrible person. And you see throughout the whole series, Walter White just kind of degrade from a really good, decent guy into just a complete villain. I mean, that's what he becomes, a villain. Even the good guys, like his wife, who were actually trying to do the right thing, we were against her. The audience, for the most part, did not like Skylar White because she was against Walter White, even though she was totally in the right, and she was a good person. We did not like her. I'm hoping they do the same thing with the Venom movie. Make it to where Eddie Brock, he starts off as a decent guy. I mean, I know Eddie Brock is kind of an asshole anyway. When he gets to symbiote, we see him just degrade into a bad person. We just see him fall into villainy. But we still care for him. We still like him. Maybe even cheer for him and his villainous actions. I don't know. But if they could pull that off, that would be amazing. Suicide Squad kind of made the villains be good guys. They were doing a good cause. I get that. I mean, that is easier to write. That's easier to pull off. It's easier to get the audience to cheer for a bad guy if they're doing good things. But they have an opportunity here with Venom. From what I understand, and I'm not a huge comic book reader like a lot of the other Geek Squad members are, but Venom really isn't a terrible guy himself in the comics. He just wants to kill Spider-Man. Eddie Brock doesn't like Peter Parker, and the symbiote doesn't like Peter Parker / Spider-Man. He rips it off, and they feel like he abandoned the symbiote, and the symbiote wants to get back at him. Eddie Brock doesn't like Peter Parker because he ratted him out for something he did in the Daily Bugle, and so they're just out to get Spider-Man. They don't really want to hurt innocents. I think. I played, the video game Ultimate Spider-Man. You can play as Venom in that game, which was fucking awesome. They need to make another game like that where you can play as Venom. Anyway, Venom can eat people, like innocent civilians, and regain your health that way. I don't know how close that is with the comics. I don't know if Venom really does attack innocents. I mean, I didn't think he did, but I could be totally wrong about that. Sony can make a villain movie that is actually, stars a villain doing villainous things that we root for, and that's what I want to see. That would be absolutely brilliant. Now, here's the problem with the Venom movie. First of all, it's not going to tie into the MCU. It's going to be its own thing. That leaves me confused on a number of reasons. First of all, Venom's origin has a lot to do with Spider-Man. Spider-Man's in the MCU. He's in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I don't know if Sony can use him in this Venom movie, or if they're gonna make a new Spider-Man. Originally, this standalone Venom movie was supposed to tie into the Sam Raimi trilogy. it was supposed to be tying into the Topher Grace origins with Spider-Man 3 and spin off of that. And it wasn't going to be Topher Grace. When he got the backlash for his portrayal of Venom, they were going to recast him in the standalone Venom movie, even though it was tied into the Sam Raimi trilogy. But then shit hit the fan with the Sam Raimi trilogy, and it got canceled and rebooted as The Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield as Peter Parker. And then they said, okay, we'll tie in the Venom movie to that. We'll tie it into the Amazing Spider-Man universe. And I thought that would have been pretty cool, but what do you know, Sony fucked it up again. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 sucks some major ass, and that got canceled. And now Spider-Man belongs to Marvel. Sony's keeping Venom. And Venom's not tying in to the MCU. So I'm wondering, is Spider-Man going to be in the Venom movie? Will Venom ever be in the MCU? That would be awesome. That's the biggest bummer. And honestly, Sony, you need to quit being greedy little assholes, because I want to see Venom do some cool shit in the MCU. I want to see Venom team up with Spider-Man and fight Carnage. I want to see Venom join the Guardians of the Galaxy like he does in the comics. Shit like that. That would be so cool. But I don't think that's gonna happen. More good news about this movie though is it is classified as a horror sci-fi. I think that can be cool. Make like a scary movie with Venom. He can be terrifying, alright? Imagine like Alien from the Alien series, you know, from Ridley Scott. Venom's like crawling in the shadows and shit, and you just hear like, and like you got like a soldier looking for him or some shit. He looks up, Venom jumps out like, or like fucking sends like a big black tentacle goop thing and straps his neck and like just strangles him. Oh, apparently it's also gonna be rated R. So we're probably gonna see some cool Venom gore. I have been waiting for this moment for the longest time. I love Venom. He has never been portrayed correctly in a live-action Spider-Man movie before. And this is... Sony, please don't fuck this up. I know you're not listening to me. I know we don't have a lot of subscribers. I know we're not a big channel, but please, if something happens and a Sony employee runs by this video, just tell them that D-Dog Dickens said not to fuck up this movie, please, for the love of God. If you guys pull this off, you'll have a great series on your hand. Alright? Play your cards right. Don't be greedy. Do your research. Get the right casting. Do everything right. Please. This has amazing potential. What do you guys think about this Venom movie? What do you think it'll be about? What do you think the storyline will be? Do you think it will be like a genuinely scary movie, or mostly action, or like survival? I mean, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you like this video, hit that like button. And if you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button. And until next time, stay geeky!
I'm saying, geek bitches, if you like this video, hit subscribe and like, do that shit.